Welcome to Here's to Your Health with Joshua Lane. Here's to Your Health discusses the current thinking in wellness, bringing you the most influential thinkers in beauty, fitness, and longevity. Your host, Joshua Lane, was part of the Dr. Ann Wigmore team that helped bring wheatgrass sprouts and raw foods to a worldwide audience. And now the host of Here's to Your Health, Joshua Lane.
Welcome to this edition of Here's to Your Health. I'm your host, Josh Lane. I'm happy to say that my guest is a return guest to the show, Karen Masterson-Cook. And Karen is a health educator and experienced clinical nutritionist, and I've known Karen and known of her work for many, many years. And I'm happy to say that she is a person who was doing this nutrition work when it was not popular. I'm happy to say it's popular now, but Karen was not popular. Karen, I'd like to thank you for being on the show today, and we're going to discuss the problem with obesity and what can we do about this really quite serious problem?
Well, thanks, Josh. I love being on your show. You have best topics, and this has never been a more critical time in our history, friends. This show is for you to underline you choosing health and definitely being more proactive, preventative to disease, including this obesity epidemic that our countries and our world is going through.
Yeah, no, the problem with obesity affects the United States, it affects Europe, it's affecting Asia. I mean, it's just Latin and South America. It's really a terrible problem that really was much less of a problem back in the 60s and early 70s, and now it's a serious problem. Now, and I know that you are a master researcher and have been done a lot of work with aloe vera products, and that you have the formulation called Aloe Life, which I actually use and I find to be quite successful as far as any health issues are concerned. It's remarkable how good aloe is for us. How do you incorporate aloe vera in weight control?
Well, I really appreciate it. I think your listeners will too, to understand that, you know, I'm an expert in this field of health and definitely finding your healthier weight, friends. And I'm a clinical nutritionist, as Josh introduced me, and so I work with all conditions, all diseases, A through Z, and I've had a lot of medical experience working with great physicians as well as developing my own protocols that to get results, okay, get results. And so addiction is one of the areas I've studied as well because we're an addicted world, and how do we get into the predicament of obesity and actually all the diseases. So many diseases are driven by our own doing, okay? Self-induced cardiovascular, cancer, and diabetes and everything in between, friends. So I'm just saying, I want to make it simple. I want to give you something you can take away from this. And so as far as the numbers that are driving, I'm a fact junkie. I was just telling Josh before we started, because you got to know the fact. I mean, there's only 14% of healthier people in the United States. Only 14% are metabolically healthy. This you can rely on, and if you have no disease and you feel energetic every day, count your blessings, but also good job. Because too many people, right, Josh, depend on their heredity factor, which is truly, friends, it's 6 on the list of why disease and obesity actually comes about. So again, even though you may have a whole lineage of people overweight, hey, let's stop this, okay? You can actually reverse conditions you're living with, and aloe vera is a shortcut. I'm not overselling it, friend. When you choose a therapeutic aloe, it gives you the energy to want to make change. So I answered your question, Josh. It just took a little while, but it's so important, so critical, that if it's not you, if you're not stuck in overweight and obesity as 245 million Americans, if it's not you, but it's, hey, the odds are against you, okay? So if you've been with, carrying on too much weight, you know how challenging it can be. So I want to give all the listeners, Josh, today, usable information that they can actually start today choosing to be the healthiest they can be, and by having that be the goal, not to look your very best, not to look younger, but to be healthier, then guess what? All the rest of the perks will come. You will look and feel your very best. But Aloe Life products work like no other aloe. They're therapeutic. They're concentrated. Commonly seen health food stores, many that you might shop in, carry the product, or you can go online. 30 years in business. We're celebrating our 30th year, Josh. Isn't that exciting?
That is actually very nice, because 30 years ago, this subject, while still terribly important and had great information, less people knew about it. Now I'm happy to say more and more people recognize the value of it. Our guest is Karen Masterson-Cook, and Karen is a regular contributor to the show and a longtime advocate of wellness. Karen, so if we're talking about overweight, do you see poor digestion as a major factor in problems with overweight?
Yes. So 7 out of 10 people are overweight, and of these, millions of people, okay, we are finding from the National Institute of Health that most of these people, a large percentage, 100 million of them, have diabetes, okay, and 60 other diseases, okay? So the obesity is driving a lot of the disease. So that's why it's so important, to take action today. Start getting a walk in, start getting some exercise. But yeah, definitely National Institute of Health finds that constipation and diverticulitis and all IBS and all these diseases are 60 million strong, and so that's where, really, friends, the statistics can kind of be like a smokescreen, like, oh my God, she keeps talking all these big numbers, but it's really the facts. All diseases have been rising over the years, as Josh was saying, and now it's time for you to take care of that little kid inside of you, and we're going to tell you how. So it's very, very important to understand the value of getting regularity. If you have fast transit, all my handouts and books go into that, but basically the foods to avoid are sugar, whole grains, we were wrong with that, and milk products. Okay, you probably figured that one out already, and there's so many alternatives, right, today that can really help to stop the problem of poor digestion. And then aloe, you're going to find that Aloe Life, not just any aloe, but it's the best choice because it's the least expensive. You only take a little bit to get a whole lot of support on digestion, regularity, and then that allows for you to have the energy. The research has been phenomenal. So, yes, poor digestion has been a major, major fact in this epidemic, stellar numbers into obesity. We've got to get the metabolism working again. And if you're backed up with old waste, that causes a lot of problems in the body, a lot of infection in the bowel. People don't go around thinking about it, but when you have pain and heartburn and reflux and all those things, that's telling you that there's problems. Sometimes it's silent. You just feel constipated. So, there's some great products with Aloe Life that are 25 years on the market. FiberMate, the Daily Greens, definitely feeds the body. So if you're going on different protocols to cut the calories, you still get the nutrition easy. You don't have to make sure you're running out of vegetables. I get nervous when they run out of vegetables. But you got to get the proteins in, too, to build the body. So it all works together. But B-complex is very important. It's a happy vitamin. Some of these core nutrients, you've got to get back into your protocol. If you've never taken B-complex, it really helps with peristalsis in the bowel, along with the aloe vera. So for regularity, it states it right on the bottle. Okay? You're going to have better digestion, and that means regularity, too. Isn't that great?
It is actually, it's important. I'm happy to say our guest is Karen Masterson-Cook. Karen, a regular contributor to the show, and we're discussing really use of aloe vera, and Aloe Life is the company that Karen founded that seems to be the aloe product that is richest in mucopolysaccharides, which, as I understand it, are the active ingredients in healing. Am I correct in saying that, Karen?
You are very correct. We now have the only aloe on the market that has the human immunity factor in large enough amounts for humans. So definitely the research has exploded on aloe. It's actually the most sought-after product on the planet, and with the immunity issues, on front page for everybody. Maybe some of you have been sick with the flu these last couple of years, but you know what? Every year people die of the flu. This just is one on steroids. So it's more important to take the Aloe Life to be preventative, and the long COVID after effects that people are seeing. Vitamin E is so important for immunity. In 1 month, the research shows it builds up, and the research on aloe shows that you absorb it 3 times deeper into the plasma, and I see it. I've seen it on my patients over the years, and you need it for a healthy thyroid, and that's all about metabolism in reaching your healthier weight as well. So, it's almost mind-boggling, but that's where the whole topic of weight is big because it brings in all these other issues, but it's important, that the cancer statistics go up when you're carrying weight. So does cardiovascular statistics. I mean, double, triple. I mean, it's just crazy, and the diabetes. And that's where the research on diabetes with a quality aloe, it's all about the trace minerals, getting the trace minerals back in the body. And believe it or not, the pancreas starts making insulin again, and you start having healthy energy. And that's so important because when you're overweight, you don't always feel like getting out and taking a walk, Josh. So that's where we got to work on what is needed. Energy. Get more energy. Get a walk in. Do some, marching in place in your house. Do whatever exercise you can do. You may have equipment in your house, or get out if you have a safe area to walk in. I walk 35 minutes or more a day, and that's after work because it gets the cortisol levels down. When you have high cortisol from stress, you pack on the weight around the middle, that apple shape. So that's why it's so important. B complex, happy vitamin for metabolizing everything, your foods that you put in your body. But again, absorption. If you've been eating sugar and pizza and ice cream as what really works to pack the weight on, I'll tell you. For underweight, that's what they tell you to eat. Okay, but to get it off, Aloe Life, incredible for helping to get that overgrowth of fungus that happens, blocks absorption, keeps you in misery. So that's why we're coming back. The Aloe Gold is the best one, even though they're cherry berry and orange papaya available. But go to your Sprouts, Mother's, Clark's, any good health food store. Don't settle for less because it's therapeutic. It really is, friends. You'll taste the difference. Some of them taste like water, don't they, Josh?
Actually,
absolutely like water.
Some of them really do taste like water, and I noticed that the Aloe Life has more of it really tastes like aloe. And how much do we need to use per day?
Well, really, Darla's story, which you can go to our website and read aloelife.com, or I don't know if you post articles. I included it. Darla's story, real life history. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people for getting back to their healthier weight, and I write about it. My 2 books, you can see it online. The little book, Gift of Nature, has 39 protocols, and also my big book, 700 pages, really goes into all these different topics, IBS, reflux, weight, finding your healthier weight, addiction, as I talked about. It's all about eating foods that keep your blood sugar up. 90% of mental health is your blood sugar. But again, 1 to 2 ounces, that's it for the Aloe Life juice. It tastes like tomato juice to me because it's so full of minerals. And those minerals, friends, will help to feed your body and help metabolism. It's part of the equation of getting into your healthier weight. It's what you eat. Eat healthy foods, 6 meals a day. It's how you burn those calories, okay? As your energy comes up and your blood sugar starts working, you may have to adjust your diabetic medicine. Everybody does, that are on drugs because the pancreas starts making its own insulin. But that's a good thing. It's a good thing because drugs are very toxic. You have to do whatever we're not telling you to get off your drugs, but as your body starts working better, isn't that a wonderful thing? And this is for real, friends. This is for real. So it's calories. You're getting them down, okay? 2,000 calories for women. That's your target. 2,500 for men. That's quite a bit of food. 3 healthy snacks, 3 meals, mini meals, okay? I'm not going to go into it, but it's easy. A protein, a fruit in season, okay? Try to get healthier food. And then a metabolism, okay? And that's what we're talking about. Getting the vitamin E gets the metabolism working along with B complex. So I'll just say one real important fact is no gelatin on your vitamins. So if you have like 10 or 12 vitamins and they've been giving you stomach aches, pull them out, avoid them, start buying tablets, powders, or liquids. There's liquid vitamin E and B and B12. Not only are you going to start feeling more energy, but you're going to start feeling happy again. The joy will come back. Okay, get back to your hobbies. Get out there and walk. do things for other people, and you will get the joy back in your life, and it's so wonderful. Mental fortitude. Decide, commit, and you will succeed, friends. That is the important part. Have your focus. Decide, I'm done with this, not feeling good. All kinds of horrible things happen to people. I mean, the pain behind fat, the pain behind the visceral fat that gets packed on the body is so varied and so heart-wrenching. It's always a painful fight. Or it could be losing your job. I mean, not being able to pay the rent. I mean, we've all been going through just crazy times, but it's back on track. Always focus on you, and then you're going to be there for the rest of you and your family and your life, and fulfill your passion, friends. So mental fortitude. Decide, commit, and you will succeed. And Darla did it. She dropped the weight. She worked for us in Texas in Aloe Life Shipping Center, and she was fed up with having one more disease, poor energy, mentally, depressed most of the time, high blood pressure at 25 years of age, arthritis, joints. I mean, carrying that weight is painful for the body. So that's what I'm saying. Get some good shoes or, some pads for your old shoes, and then just start doing it. Just do it. And everything you do today, eating healthier today becomes your body tomorrow. And that's why I'm saying she took the protocol we're talking about today. She started on the Aloe Life juice, 1 to 2 ounces. She had to decide that. Here she was working for us for almost a year, and then she said, Karen, help me. Okay.
Right.
I said, just do it. Right. And she turned it around. She lost the weight. She couldn't have been happier. And, I pray for her. She's been able to keep it off, because the traditional way of healthier weight, getting back on track that we just reviewed, has absolutely shown the best way to lose weight. Of course, you can go keto. Keto works, friends, and we have a nice keto sheet on our website. My husband did it. He dropped 60 pounds. But you can do it the healthy way using the Aloe Life Daily Greens, the Fibermate tablets, the Aloe Gold juice. It's very low in carbohydrate, and that shows you the equation. It gets the body into this ketosis that burns the fat off so that you truly can drop the weight quicker, but you have to just know that the first 2 weeks you're like going through boot camp. You feel like, oh my God, but I want the pizza, I want the ice cream. And you just have to stay on track and eat your egg and eat your turkey and bacon. It's really like right. Butter, deluxe. I mean, my husband loves butter.
Our guest is Karen Masterson Cook, and I'm happy to say she's a regular contributor to the show. We simply run out of time, but the product is called Aloe Life. They have an excellent aloe. I'm really happy to personally recommend it because I know it works for me. So this is Josh Lane. You're listening to Here's to Your Health. We take a short break. We'll be right back after these important messages. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Here's to Your Health with Joshua Lane. If you have any questions about the guests or topics discussed tonight, please give us a call at 818-707-0005. That number is 818-707-0005. This is Josh Lane. On behalf of the cast and crew, I would like to wish you a healthy and safe good evening.